proceed to our next session, well, it's time to continue this trend from where we've already began with our post-launch session. Some very interesting perspectives coming from our speakers, and we continue the trends. But before that, we'd also like to announce that there are vouchers from Swasti Spa, and they're all available inside your delegate kit. So we request all of you to please take a look at it and please utilize them. It's a way to rejuvenate towards the end of a very wonderful set of conference today. So with that, we'll now take a look and we present you the audiovisual from our platinum partner, Star India. With that, I'm going to request everyone in the audience to please take their seats as we're about to begin our next session. And we'd also like to inform that the Twitter handle for the conference is @ISA_VUCA, and you can tweet using the hashtag ISAVUCA. We'd also like to thank our platinum partner, Star India, and our gold partner, Z Entertainment Enterprises Limited. They are our partners for today's conference. And with that, we're now about to move to our next session. And I'm going to request everyone to please take their seats. Moving on to the sixth session today, we have with us Mr. Pavan Munjal, Managing Director and CEO, Hero MotoCorp, speaking about the topic, taking risks in a volatile world. Now, what should be the risk-taking strategy for businesses in an uncertain economic environment? How should they offset risk-taking with backup measures? And is uncertainty an opportunity? Let's hear about all this and more from Mr. Munjal in the session that will be moderated by Mr. Narendra Ambani, board member, ISA, and former managing director, Johnson & Johnson India. Ladies and gentlemen, with a warm round of applause, please help me welcome on stage Mr. Pavan Munjal and Mr. Narendra Ambani. And with that, may I now request Mr. Narendra Ambani to introduce our speaker and the topic to the August gathering.
I don't need you. Can I close it? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Our next topic for discussion is taking risk in volatile world. Business, by definition, is all about risk and enterprise. However, when there is volatility, ambiguity, and a slowdown, should business play a bit safer? Should you invest in new projects? Or should you conserve your cash for a better day and more stable environment? Should you take risk into new uncharted territory, or stick to what you know well? Stick to your knitting, stick to the products that you know, and stick to the markets that you are familiar with. We could not have had a better speaker to share his experiences and thoughts than Mr. Pavan Munjal, CEO and Managing Director of Hero MotoCorp. Mr. Munjal is a mechanical engineer who has been associated with a huge success story called Hero Honda till recently. Starting as a joint venture with equal equity some 30 years back, Hero became a dominant player in India in two-wheeler business. With a distribution and service network of over 7,000, one of the largest anywhere in the world, across urban and rural India, with a market share of 50% and great brand recall, very happy dealers, everything doing well, very happy customers, very happy shareholders, and one of the biggest manufacturers of two-wheelers in the world. You could say the business was looking all good, all hanky-dory, as you may say. Not an environment you would like to take a risk in. Yet, chasing his vision of future and ambition to go beyond, Mr. Munjal decided to buy out his international partner, Honda, in 2011. This was to let his company charter its own destiny as an independent company. I think it was as bold, as disruptive, and as VUCA as you can imagine. At a time when economy in the world had slowed down and business is struggling, here is Hero MotoCorp spending serious capital on building 17 new plants and entering 10 new international markets, spending on new R&D capabilities, finding new partnerships for technologies and designs to be ahead of the curve and remain world-class in quality and value. This new path-breaking journey being undertaken by Hero MotoCorp is fascinating as well as exciting. The company has recently crossed sale of 50 million two-wheelers, and it continues to have 50% market share and plans to reach 50 countries worldwide. The products of Hero MotoCorp meet the highest level of emission norms anywhere in the world. They are on the way, this company is on the way to meet its ambition of being a leader in the world. I'm looking forward to getting insights from Mr. Munjal to understand his mind on how he takes these risks and how he's leading the company into new uncharted waters. If I was to introduce Mr. Munjal in one single sentence to all of you, I would say Pavanji is hero of two-wheelers. Welcome, sir, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity is equal to opportunity. A very good afternoon to all of you for being here, and to the organizers for inviting me to speak at this event. Clearly, it's been a long day for most of you. Those of you who have been here since the morning must be now getting fatigued, and attention span must be diminishing. I will still try and arouse some of your nerves and hopefully leave some interesting insights of Hero and what Hero has done through all its VUCA times. Swami Vivekananda once said, in a day when you don't come across any problems, you can be sure that you are traveling on the wrong path. For us, it's actually been every day where we've seen some volatility, some new challenge, some uncertainty, ambiguity, and everything else, which has always egged us on to overcome issues, to overcome challenges, to find new opportunities in these challenges, and keep going upwards and onwards. Think about what's happened in the last 25 years. Since the year 1990, 33 new countries have emerged across the globe. 33 new countries. It's not a small number. Well, I'm looking across the globe, but in the same time, I'm not sure how many new states have come up in our country. If we keep going the way we are, we will have the United States of India very soon. New industries, business models, brands have been created. Cell phones, social networking, business process outsourcing, Facebook, Twitter, Google, the list goes on. Consumers in India have more choices now, more choices than ever before in practically every sphere of our lives. Competition has become tremendously fierce as global brands also compete now in India, and Indian brands compete globally. Yet, this has also been an incredibly exciting time for Hero. Around the same time, as I said, we started with a vision to build India's largest two-wheeler company, and we built the world's largest two-wheeler company. We started with an aspiration to build an iconic brand that connected with India, and we built some of the largest two-wheeler brands in the world. Over this period, as was just mentioned, we have sold over 50 million motorcycles and scooters, and we are only the second company across the globe to do this, but we are the fastest to get to the 50 million mark. To me, volatility and uncertainty, as I said earlier, uncertainty equals opportunity. VUCA, as people call it, disrupts the marketplace. It upsets status quo, and it creates windows for great companies to leap ahead. Hero has always embraced uncertainty, taken risks, and marched ahead. But what has allowed Hero to do this when many companies have tried and failed? Let me share 5 simple principles that have helped Hero thrive in a VUCA world. The first principle being clear and steadfast vision. It helps bring order to chaos. It's very, very important to have a clear vision and aspiration for what you want to be. And I'm not talking of a 1, 3, or 5-year vision. I'm talking of a big vision that will serve as a lighthouse to guide you through most volatile and turbulent times, an anchor that will bring order to chaos. 3 decades ago, we started with a simple vision of building the largest two-wheeler business in India by building deep relationships and connections, by building deep with our customers and our stakeholders. And Hero is known for its relationships across its stakeholders. The simple vision helped us make the right choices at every step of the way when we designed our motorcycles and scooters, when we invested in our brands, and when we created a network of to touch every corner of the country. This vision helped us become the world's biggest two-wheeler brand. But of course, we didn't stop there. The world around us was changing. We were only the world's #1 brand, but we operated mostly in India, while we were exporting to a few neighboring countries, but we were mostly a domestic company. So the time had come to broaden our original vision, and about 3 years ago, we did just that. We envisioned a different future for Hero, one where Hero would be an independent and truly a global two-wheeler brand. A vision where we would sell 12 million motorcycles and scooters annually by the year 2020 across virtually every continent of the globe. This vision made us realize that we needed to move beyond our old partnerships, a move many considered to be a very risky move. And many thought that this was a wrong decision that Hero was taking. Hero was in a comfortable zone, in a very, very comfy zone. Why is Hero trying to disrupt? But we at Hero believe in disruption. We at Hero believe in taking risks to do something newer, to do something bigger, which is why we went right ahead and took this huge risk. We saw opportunities we hadn't seen before, new countries, new segments, new products, and being able to develop new technologies by ourselves in our own R&D. This vision gave us the clarity and resolve to move ahead with confidence. The second principle is to anticipate and embrace change, keep close connection to customers, listen and adapt quickly. This second principle that I feel is very important is to have a mindset within the company that both anticipates and embraces change. When we first started, the two-wheeler market in India, as most of you might remember, was dominated by scooters. More than 50% of the two-wheelers sold in the country were scooters, the rest were motorcycles and mopeds. Yet, we saw motorcycles as the future of this country at a time when no other player felt that way. We took that risk back in the year 1984. We listened to consumers and broke the paradigm by bringing a completely different product to the market, a 4-stroke engine in a 100cc engine, which was not known at those times. At least in India, it wasn't known then, with significantly higher fuel economy that was reliable. The rest is history. At a time when no company was advertising much, we invested significant amounts in building our brands with path-breaking campaigns like the Fill It, Shut It, and Forget It campaign in 1985. Now, this campaign is something which people still remember, and people want us to come back with that same campaign or build around that same campaign. We also brought radical new products like the CBZ, which is now called Extreme. And as we saw our customers evolve over time, our bikes have changed too, as you can see from how today's Extreme looks versus the very first model of CBZ that we launched. More recently, we did this again. This is how CBZ has progressed over the years, and finally, the Extreme that you see of today. In the early 2000s, when some players were getting out of scooters, we saw a revival in scooters, and we adapted to that change. Today, we are not just the #1 motorcycle company in India, we are also the #2 player in the largest segment within scooters. and we just entered into the scooters a few years ago. The third principle is be true to yourselves, build on strengths, address gaps quickly and systematically. Know your strengths and build on them. But it's equally important to understand your gaps and to have a plan to address them quickly and systematically. When we embarked on our journey to be an independent company 3 years ago, we did just that. We knew that our biggest strengths were our brand, our quality, and our distribution. These three assets had allowed us to build an unmatched connection with our customers. So what did we do? We successfully launched the new brand Hero, in what was one of India's largest rebranding exercise or a brand launch. And I still remember Mr. A.R. Rahman telling us how excited he was to work with us on this campaign, particularly on this campaign, as he felt we were an example of an Indian company that had truly revolutionized India. And he was also seeing in us an Indian company going global with its products and its brand. So we built our new brand on all the values and sentiments that customers deeply associated with us. We also did this fast and at a scale never seen in India. Within 1 week, we had covered 1,500 outdoor billboards, 70 plus publications, and rebranded 700 plus dealer locations. We also wanted to reinforce the quality of our products post our separation from Honda. There were skeptics, there were people who had doubts about our capability, our technology, and the possibility of our keeping our quality levels. And to send out this message, we simply put our money where our mouth is. We went out and offered a 5-year warranty on all our products. No other company gives 5-year warranty on two-wheelers. And no one in the industry has yet matched this promise that we have given to our customers. But we also realized that we had to build our own standalone R&D capabilities, an area where we had historically relied on our erstwhile partner, and we were getting all our designs, drawings, and models from Japan. We needed to move quickly, but also recognize that it will be a journey. So we took a two-step approach. First, we moved quickly to form a network of partnerships with global design houses to accelerate our journey in the immediate. We picked up EBR from Wisconsin, USA, Engines Engineering from Bologna, Italy, and AVL from Austria, all of whom have worked with the best brands in the world and are pioneers in their own fields. They have been working with Hero's internal R&D teams to produce an amazing array of motorcycles and scooters with unmatched performance and with distinctive designs. It's just been about 2 odd years since we started working on our own designs. And in this short span of time, we have, I believe, done a tremendous job. And just a few weeks ago, we showed 15 new offerings at one go. In one time, 15 new offerings we showed to our dealers and also to the media. Now, this again is reinforcing the customer's belief and faith in Hero. Simultaneously, we are setting up what will be one of the best two-wheeler R&D facilities around the globe. It's coming up outside Jaipur in Rajasthan. This world-class facility will be unlike anything seen before in India and also around the globe. As you see from these slides, the amount of green that we use, amount of energy we will be producing ourselves, and the kind of atmosphere we are giving to our engineers to be able to work freely is tremendous. So we leveraged our strength, moved quickly to build new capabilities, all of which will allow us to navigate in a new VUCA world. The fourth principle is to create optionality, ensure flexibility, and diversify risk. The fourth principle is at some level an obvious one: have a plan B. Create flexibility and diversify risks. How are we doing this at Hero? Well, for starters, we will have moved from selling our products in just one country to 20 countries by the end of this year. And by the year 2017, our target is that 10% of our sales should come from international business and our global business. We are also diversifying our manufacturing footprint. While our first 3 plants were in the northern part of India, our 4th plant is coming. We're going further down into Rajasthan and Neemrana. And thereafter, the 5th plant is coming up in Gujarat over the next 2 years. Combined, these 5 plants will give us the highest installed capacity in the industry spread across the country. Above all, and finally, have courage and unflinching belief in yourselves. Make the impossible possible. I believe that above all, you have to have courage and unflinching belief in your own self. The world is a complex and difficult place. You will not know all the answers to many things when you head down any path. But what you need to believe is that you will find a way to overcome every obstacle. To us, Hum Mein Hai Hero is more than just a tagline. It is a genuine belief that each and every one of us can win. If you truly believe in yourselves, you can succeed no matter how difficult, uncertain, and complex the environment or the task is. Success isn't something that you do on the outside. Success is something that you are on the inside. The rest will follow. In conclusion, the future is bright, it's volatile, it's uncertain, it's complex, and it will continue to be ambiguous, and Hero is ready. So let me conclude by saying what I did in the beginning. The world is getting more volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, but these are also some of the most interesting times in human history. I can only imagine what we will see over the next 20 years. Alternative fuels, new mobility platforms, newer ways to communicate, and with social media, it's even difficult to think what kind of stuff is going to happen. So as I said earlier, I actually think the future is brighter, much brighter than before, and it will be filled with more opportunities than you and I can imagine. And Hero, as I said, is ready for this VUCA world. Thank you.
Fascinating story, isn't it? Makes us feel proud. While we are waiting for questions from the audience, I am sure there will be many. Let me start with a question for Mr. Munjal. Companies get forward, get ahead by doing something disruptive, right? And it's always true that we need to do something disruptive to really move ahead. But when do you decide that now is the right time to go disruptive? Like, I mean, in 2010 or 9, your company is doing so well. I mean, brands are doing well. Your market shares are good. You're a dominant player, and world-class manufacturing, whatever. So how do you decide that, hey, now is the right time? Let's break away.
Well, let me say that there is no prescription or no formula for when and how you decide this. I think for every company, for every individual, it would be different. In our case, the company was growing bigger and bigger and bigger and growing from strength to strength.